Dig this.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel and welcome to my 2018 KTM Superduke 1290. Now, I have quite literally just taken delivery of this bike. Took delivery of it up at work and rode it 10 miles back. So that's all I've done so far. However, I have actually done one or two mods to it. As soon as it touched base in my driveway, I was like, no, we're going to fit these things now. So let me give you a rundown of why I have purchased this, because anybody who is either a friend of mine or a long-standing subscriber, it may look like I'm just buying at the moment. I wanted an upright bike. It's one type of bike that I've never owned before. I've always stuck with the sports bikes. This bike is going to replace my CBR 1000RR Black Edition, the bike that I have been using as a, in inverted commas, daily when the weather is good. But fundamentally, I wanted something that was super fun, that isn't upright, so the positioning on my back and shoulders is a little bit nicer, a little bit more forgiving. To be honest, there was no other upright or super naked or whatever you want to call them in contention. It was always going to be this. A buddy of mine owns one. Actually, a few of my friends own one. I had a little go. His had a performance pack and a track pack on it. Jumped on it, immediately fell in love, had to go out and get one. So I bought this blind from a dealership up north. I got a very, very good deal on finance, and the bike itself was below market value and already had little modifications done to it, such as the Akrapovic exhaust and the RNG tail tidy at the back. This particular example's only done 1,600 miles and it is absolutely immaculate. It literally is as it was from factory out the box. It doesn't have a single stone chip on it, so as she stands, she clean and she pretty. The few subtleties that I've done is I've removed the rim tape off the wheels. It had orange rim tape. Everybody that knows me knows I like black bikes. I left the little orange bit on there because it does kind of break it up a little bit, but I was so tempted to take that off. In addition, I've added the headlight covers on the front. Guys, they are removable. I don't ride with them at night. I'm not an idiot, but it does just mean up the overall appearance. I've also added this little tank protector here. It's actually just like a generic universal one. I've just styled it out and made it look like it was designed for this bike. I will go into detail when I'm riding it why I haven't added stock grip pads, because they're the greatest grip pads. Now, as I mentioned, this is new territory for me. I am such a sports bike rider. And a lot of the reviews and bits that I've done on YouTube in the past, they have all been sports bikes, and they've either been my own or belonged to friends of mine. So I've had a lot of knowledge into them anyway. With this video is purely an observational video, and we're going to go out on a first ride. But just looking around it, key features that I particularly like. I mean, yeah, I've murdered out the front now, so it does look sweet. Little things that just get me going. Oh! The fact that it's got the single-sided swing arm with a very aggressive styling of a rear spoke. I just think that looks so sweet. Unfortunately, I've still got the rear pegs on. I've kept them on because at the moment it's retaining the exhaust. I'm going to get an exhaust hanger and completely take those off. In addition, I'm going to do a solo seat cowl on the back. It should mean it up a little bit, and I have no plans of taking pillions on the back, although maybe I should, because this bike is actually too tall for me, so maybe the additional weight would drop it. Actually, with reference to the exhaust, this is quite literally just a slip-on. It still retains the catalytic converter and the associated servo cables. Debating whether to get a link pipe. Companies like Arrow actually just do a mid-pipe that will bolt straight onto that. However, from my understanding, that does mean it would need a remap, and even if it doesn't, I would probably get it remapped anyway. So now I'm just chucking money at it, and I've only owned it half an hour. Instead of fangirling over it, let me just actually run you through some stats on the bike. So these bikes make 177 brake horsepower, that's crank power, and about 104 foot-pounds of torque or so. So immediately you can tell from there that is a lot of torque for a bike, and this is primarily because this is a 1300cc V-twin. Now, when you look at the CBRs that I have, yes, they make quite a bit more power at the wheel, but they have torque figures that do not even come near this. And I think that is something for me that I'm going to have to get used to, because I'm so used to inline fours of big CC that You know, they've got endless rev ranges. You can literally, second and third gear will do you on an entire ride out on the road. With this, from what I'm surmising based on the stats alone and the fact that I've kind of felt it during the 10 miles that I did back to my house, it's a very flat rev range and all the power is low down, which I am not mad at. It's something new to my life that I didn't know that I needed so much. A few more little observational bits with these bikes. You get the keyless ignition and you got your keyless fuel tank. The key is quite literally in my pocket where it will stay. The screen on this I absolutely adore. It's a really decent sized screen. Starting it, again, it's quite because it's self-explanatory. This will activate the screen. It wakes it all up. And then that is your start button and your kill switch. And already fuel low. It's one thing that does actually irritate me about this. Every time new information comes to light and the bike needs to tell you things like it's low fuel, it takes up all the screen and you actually have to press cancel for it to bugger off. Very, very simple screen to navigate. You're literally hitting set when you want to change information, and that is everything that you get. So this bike in particular, it's got the performance pack, so I benefit from having upwards and downwards quick shift. In addition, I get something called KTM Ride, which is the Bluetooth system, and comes with something called MSR, it's motor slip regulation, which I'm going to throw the details up now. I won't lie, I did kind of want track pack. I mean, to me, it's going to be quite frivolous, but you know, I want anti-wheelie to be able to be turned off, and you can moderate the traction and everything. And like I said, the first time I ever rode one of these bikes was my buddy's bike, and it had performance and track pack, and I just felt like it was a little bit more responsive, brutal, and entertaining. So in terms of suspension, braking, and your tires, you've got your WP upside down shocks on the front, where you can adjust your preload and rebound. It's not electronic, you'd have to have that done manually, which I might have to get done because I think this guy had it set up and might be a little more heavy than me. And then likewise, you've got moderately adjustable rear suspension on the back as well, also WP. Braking, you've got Brembo dual brakes on the front, you've got single on the back, and tires, you have the Metzler M7RRs, which again, I can't really pass too much judgment on just yet because I have not given it the beans. What I'm so loving is that it's just the little things. It's like the indicators are spot on. That's not aftermarket, this is how they come. And even on the back, you know, it's a nice sized indicator. No need for me to be putting an integrated tail light, an indicator setup. I genuinely do like how it looks, so we're going to leave that alone. So those are the very fundamental basics of this bike. Let's jump on, we can have a further chat and see how this thing rides. Right, out on the road. First thing I have learned is that this bike is not easy to get out of my freshly laid stone driveway, and I nearly beached it and fell off. So give me a few minutes just to get to grips with things. This is all very new to me. Already my back is saying, yay, thank you. So I'm just going to do a little ride today, guys. I'm just going to, you know, keep it varied, do some little twisties up on a straight, and then we'll call it a day. I'd love to do a video later down the line where I truly have got to grips with everything and really show you what this thing's made of. First thing I've noticed is the maneuverability on this is insane. It's literally like just throw, side to side. Whereas I find with the sports bikes, everything takes a little bit of pre-planning. Right. Let's not kill this man. Already I really like the switch gear. Indicator is a definitive thingy, not a slider like with Panigales and crap like that. So this road that I'm going down is quite bouncy. I'm putting a bit of weight on my feet, but I am noticing the suspension is quite tough. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because I don't know, you know, this bike had a previous owner before me. Maybe he got suspension set up, maybe it's just set up for heavier people. Jesus. Oh, it's a punchy little thing. But I do find you go up and down the gears. Like, I just keep going second, third, because you're like trying to keep it in a sweet spot. I mean, I haven't done one yet, but I can see why they call these wheelie machines. The torque is instant. Please allow for novelty factor. I get tiny pops and crackles from this. I can imagine if you decat it, it's just going to be such a laugh. Oh, my toes are just on the floor. I do know a guy that can lower the seat on this, so maybe we'll get him to do that. I just don't want to ruin the profile lines more than anything. Right, let's get some twisties and have a look. Oh, I love torque! It's my favourite thing! Cornering, I keep trying to corner like I'm on a sports bike, is that a thing? Whee! Oh, dude! I mean, it goes without saying it's a V-twin, so everything's a little more vibratey. Everything feels a little more flimsy as well. I mean, I'm going to keep making comparisons with sports bikes because it's all I can do, but, you know, on my blades, it's got like a, you know, quite a hefty steering damper. Everything just feels a lot more solid up front. There's a lot more weight up front as well. Whereas this, it's a bit like, even me just doing that. Oh, I want more of this. Man, that's cool. I'm not getting any nose lift at the moment because I am sort of rolling on gradually. But it does punch you backwards. Because I am quite short, and I'm just going to circle back to where I said ordinarily I put strong grip pads and everything. I don't need them for this because look where my legs are. I don't know if you can see, it doesn't go anywhere near the tank. The distance from the seat to the rear sets is quite long for me. So I'm just trying to find out where I can grab onto when it tries to throw you off the back of the bike. This is just so cool. Why have I waited this long, just in general, to get an upright? Right, we've got a nice bit of straight coming ahead. I'm going to shut the up and I'm going to let you guys witness the sights and sounds. I laugh so quickly. The quick shifter on this I'm really impressed with. It is really buttery smooth, and I didn't kind of think it would be because I just naturally always associate these bikes with being quite agricultural because, you know, they come from a sort of motocross supermoto-esque background. Oh yeah! It's so confidence inspiring to be using an entire Rev Range. I do kind of find with you know, the big you know, liter inline fours, your confidence on the, well, particularly on the road, your confidence will run out before your revs will. I mean, I feel the wind. It's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be worse. Oh, well, that's not nice. That's all right. Thank you. That was cute. Oh, I like the little pops. I'm so easily amused. I like this. It's so grunty. It's grunty and aggressive.
but still really comfortable and rather usable. No! 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 I don't want to overtake that. Sometimes when I go behind things like this, I automatically think of GTA.
Oh,
Right, let's see how much torque this really has. Sweet. Right, so guys, I'm going to leave it there. In summary, I am so stoked with this. As long as it remains reliable, because that was the one main thing that I was like, kind of like, what am I doing? I'm going from, you know, a Honda, which is renowned for reliability, and, you know, equally, it's fun. I quite literally have just done this because I want a commuter and I want something that's a little bit easier on the old back and shoulders. But I don't think I made the wrong decision here. I think even if it isn't reliable, the amount of like fun you have on it, it's like you're just gonna let it get away with it. I reckon I'm gonna end up chucking loads of money on this, even though I said I wouldn't. It's been a really thoroughly enjoyable ride. Thanks for coming along with me. Catch you in the next one. Bye!